Shalom. Call hello Allah Yahweh by Hashem Shah, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God, by Hashem in the name of Yahweh Shah, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of Heavenly Father and Son. Plus, we give a shout out to the Oculus pushing and spreading His word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, Shalom. Also, Shalom to you, Akim. Also to the Israelite foreigners, the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, though you may look like the heathen nations you scattered amongst. The heathen nations are the nations, as you see on this chart right here. The nations start from 2 on down. Those are all the heathen nations. Also, if your lineage, your seed line goes back to these tribes on this chart, oops, wrong one, goes back to these tribes that you see on this chart right here, through the man. And if your spirit bear witness of this word and this truth, and you can receive it to the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, if this does apply to you, you are Israelites, though you may look like the heathen nations you scattered amongst. Okay? Our people, okay, look like the other nations due to the scattering of these people. So you're going to have Israelites that look like the heathens, but they're really Israelites, if you can receive it. To the few, Aqua, for just you sisters that do listen, learn, Shalom. To the elect of the nation of Israel, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who this word is going out to, Shalom to you as well. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, as you see on this chart right here, you combine, consist, and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah. I got a clip on RT as always, but it says poison water with Seth Segel.
Welcome to On Contact. Today we discuss the poisoning of our public water supply with author Seth Siegel.
Now we talk about climate change a little bit, if we may. There's now all kinds of wildfires happening.
Right.
Imagine a community like Paradise, California, which had plastic PVC pipes. What happened? The heat of the fire melted the pipes. The vinyl chloride and other very bad chemicals leached from the melted pipes into the groundwater. The reason why Paradise really can't be rebuilt isn't just because of the grievous cost and the fires that were there.
This was the town that was completely destroyed in the wildfire.
13 to 14,000 homes were engulfed by fire. The reason that it can't be rebuilt really is because they don't have a water supply anymore. Because the water is now so grievously contaminated. It's like one of these Superfund sites now. And until it's cleaned of these many contaminants, the water really is not safe to drink.
Contaminants are poisoning our drinking water. Toxic elements are now so routine in the water we drink that the water from our taps is often a threat to public health. Chemicals found in our water have been linked to cancer, heart disease, infertility, birth defects, and lowered IQ. The gutting of the Environmental Protection Agency, the failure by Congress to pass legislation to protect our drinking water, along with the chemical companies and water utilities, are all to blame. There are more than 120,000 chemical compounds, pharmaceutical products, and plastics now in commerce. But the EPA has...
And why is that, Why is all this in the first place? I always bring, we bring the same scriptures out, but like I said, it's just the time that we're in, okay? All the things that's, happening, okay? It's all coming to the forefront, okay? You hear me quote this scripture. This is a well-known scripture. This is Job 9:24. This is why, okay? This Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, okay? I always tell you that the wicked are the Edomites, and the Edomites, to anybody that's new, are the so-called white race. They're the biblical Edomites, okay? They're Esau, Edom, okay? The wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's the point, man. They're in power right now, okay? And they've done nothing. I bring this out as well. It's Isaiah 24:7. It says, actually 5. It says, or 4 actually. It says the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Okay? It's not just the water. You got polluted water now, as you saw that video, because this whole fire that he's talking about, that's not that's not even the start of it. Okay, they've been polluting our water. They've been putting fluoride and all these other different chemicals in our water. And plus, you're not even supposed to put water in plastic bottles, because say you leave a bottle outside when it's hot, a lot of the chemicals from that plastic will melt into your water. It mixes with the water. Okay, so by the time you get it up and drink it, okay, all those chemicals from the plastic is in your water, man. So you're not even supposed to be putting them in plastic bottles. Okay, animals going extinct. Okay, people obese, heart disease, all these different diseases. Right, the earth also is defiled. Right, everything under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Who did that? Who mainly did that? Esau, Edom. Okay, this is your world. Okay, you're that unwise king that Sirach the 10th chapter is talking about. Okay, a wise king would know, these things. It wouldn't, go with it, but you're the wicked. Okay, you're the devil. Okay, you're the wicked that the Bible speaks of, and that's what you've been trying to hide from. Okay, for forever, man. Now it's coming out. Now it's coming out what you're doing and how and why things are going the way they are. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth. And who was the curse? You Edomites have been cursed with leprosy. Okay, and you're cursed with the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shah. You're the curse for judgment. Okay? Devoured the earth, and they that dwell there are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Okay? So that's why I had to get out real quick. This is why. Okay, because you always question, why is all this? Why is all this happening the way it is? And people never will want to come straight forward, which a lot of people know why it is. They'll tell you the government, but who runs the government? Who runs this entire system that's being enforced and pushed around the whole entire globe? They know it's the Edomites. Okay?
Has only designated about 90 of them as serious enough to be regulated. The rest are permitted in our water supply. Joining me in the studio to discuss the crisis with our drinking water is Seth Siegel, the author of Troubled Water, What's Wrong with What We Drink. So you open the book, Hoosick Falls, is it Hickey, right?
Michael Hickey,
Michael Hickey. Explain.
So I wanted to make sure that the reader understood that this was not just Flint, Michigan. Because when you talk about...
And Flint, you're talking about lead in the pipes, poisoning the water.
Lead in the pipes. It's the most, if you know anything about drinking water problems in America, if you know anything at all, your mind goes immediately to Flint, Michigan. And properly so, but...
But let me just interject, which I know from your book. It's hardly Flint.
It's hardly Flint.
I mean, I forget the figure, but the number of cities that are still using lead pipes is quite large.
Look, I'm happy to jump to lead and tell you right now, but there are believed to be as many as 10.5 million lead pipes still in use in the United States. And a survey done of New York State schools a year ago says that 80% of them have lead pipes into the New York State schools. So think about that. The very people who should not be getting leaded water are children. But the reason I started with Hoosick Falls...
And who you see mostly in that picture right there, it was mostly Jake. It was mostly so-called, what you would call in the society, so-called Negroes. Okay, the Southern Kingdom. But it's really all the tribes, man. Okay? A lot of the poison water, okay, and contaminated water is mostly in the ghettos. It's mostly where Jake, you Israelites, you tribes dwell at. Okay? Because this is just another one of Esau's ways of trying to exterminate you. Okay? He's trying to get rid of you Israelites. He's trying to do it every way possible. Okay? Whether it's spiritually, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically. Okay? That's what he wants to do. But this is the price, that we're paying for breaking and transgressing the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? This is Lamentations. It goes into that. The water. How we have to go to these Edomites, to these heathen, period. This is Lamentations 5:1. It says, remember, O Lord, what has come upon us, consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. And who who claims to be the Jews now. Well, they call themselves Jewish. It's Amalek, the so-called Jewish people, who are also Edomites. Okay? They're the ones that stole our nationality, our heritage, our whole heritage. They're claiming to be us upon the earth right now, and they're not. They don't fit anything in the scriptures. The only thing they fulfill in the scriptures is being the wicked. That's all they fulfill. Okay? They're in our land, claiming to be us, telling us that we're from Africa, which is not true. Okay, we're from Puerto Rico. Tell us from all these different places when we're really the Israelites. But this is the third verse. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. Okay, the single parent households. The father's out the house, the picture, or the mom's out the picture, or sometimes both. Okay, a lot of Jakes in, foster homes. Okay, we have drunken our water for money, and our wood is sold on to us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. And who, okay, and who are we under persecution from? These heathens, but mainly chiefly Esau, Edom, our main the main enemy heathen nation. Okay, Esau, Edom. Okay, and he's continually up to this point right now, even as we're prophesying his downfall. He's continuing to persecute our people, man, on all levels, man. And this video I'm showing you is just one of the ways he's been doing it, because this is nothing new. Okay, a lot of the cities where this contaminated water is mostly in you so-called blacks, okay, Latinos, Native Americans, especially you so-called blacks, okay, because you're the head tribe, you so-called African Americans, you're the head tribe of the 12 tribes. So Esau really wants to get rid of you, okay? But we have to buy water from these heathen, especially Esau, because that's all in the curse. We shall go to our enemies for the one of all things, like it says in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. That's a curse because we went off, okay? It says, we have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. And the Edomites are both the modern Egyptians, the modern Assyrians, anything you can name it, right? Servants have ruled over us. There is none that delivereth us out of their hand. Because these heathens that you see are on top of us right now, they're the true, they're the true slaves. Okay, they were made to be our slaves. Okay, but because we went off, the Lord, he set them above us. Okay, to punish us. This is where we at right now. Okay, so we have to go to our enemies for this water, and he's poisoning the water, man. Okay. This is Ezekiel 4:13. It says, I started at 4:12. It says, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of a man, which is shit. Excuse my language. And their sight. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah say, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Okay? It's not just the water that's polluted, the food's polluted, man. You know how irritating it is to go in the store and you buying food and you look on the back of your food and it's just different ingredients when it's like a grape. You'll have a grape and it'll just have all these, I'm serious. You have grapes and it'll have all these ingredients. Why does a grape have all these ingredients when it's just a grape? It should just be a grape. It's because the Edomites are defiling the food, man. They're purposely selling you GMO food. This is why you got people in the society, okay, in America and Babylon the Great, that when they eat 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, because the food has no nutrition in it, because it's GMO. It's genetically modified organism. It's genetically, it's fake food. Just put it that way, okay? So you're basically you're eating 4 or 5 times a day, and it's not even filling you up because there's no nutrition in it. It's defiled food, man. Okay? And this is being fulfilled. Okay? Everything's defiled. The air is defiled. The food's defiled. The people are defiled. The war is defiled. Everything. Okay? Because Esau, Edom, he's a child, man. Okay? He is a child. That's why it says in Isaiah, I believe, 3:12, for women rule, for babes rule over us, which the babes are these heathen nations, starting with you Edomites. You Edomites are childish, man. That's real childish, okay? And women rule over them, okay? This is what we're living in right now. This is who you got on top of you. This is who a majority of our people look after. A man that will poison your water, okay? That your kids got to drink at school, by the way, okay? And when I was in school, I would always drink out of the fountains, and I just noticed it just tasted like straight lead. But this is just why, okay? Because we have our enemies ruling over us. The chief enemy nations, Esau, Edom. So I'm going to play a little bit more, and I'm going to close it out.
Chris, is because I deliberately did not want this to be the idea that it's only Flint, Michigan.
Right.
Because if you know something about troubled water, not the book, but the concept of it, you know, of course you know Flint. And a lot of people who I talked to while I was writing the book, friends and people I just meet, they'd say, oh, you're writing a book about Flint, you mean? And I said, no, the story is far wider. And then when I happened upon the Hoosick Falls story, which is a town in upstate New York, it's bucolic, it's a few miles from the Vermont border, it couldn't be prettier or nicer, the people couldn't be sweeter. And lo and behold, their water is highly toxic.
Yep.
People in the town were getting kidney cancer and testicular cancer and ulcerative colitis. Dogs and cats in the town at the prime of their lives were getting all kinds of illnesses and had to be put down. And one fellow in town, this wonderful young man named Michael Hickey, said to himself, something is amiss. Now, Michael's not a scientist. He's just a regular guy. And so my point was that if it could be happening in Hoosick Falls, it can be and is happening everywhere.
Explain what happened.
What happened was that Hoosick Falls in the 1950s saw kind of a bonanza with the growth of certain chemical industries, particularly Teflon. And they became a leading center of Teflon manufacture. Now, there are many such places around the country that make Teflon or other chemicals. And over time, the active ingredient called PFOA in Teflon was getting into the water supply of the town. And so, by the way, PFOA is not one of those 90 regulated contaminants by the EPA, which is just another story we should talk about. But nonetheless, this contaminant started getting into the water, and Michael started noticing that people got sick. His father got sick with kidney cancer, and he began...
See? Esau, let me get this. This Genesis, it all goes back. This whole hatred, this whole plotting and scheming, because really, he wants to kill off you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And if he got to kill a majority of these people, these other people, these heathens, even his own people to do it, he'll do it. Okay? This is who you dealing with. Okay? This is Genesis 27. It all goes back to him losing the birthright and the blessing. That's where the hatred comes from. This is why you so-called white people, when it comes to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they don't like you. Because it's a spiritual, ancient hatred. Okay? Some of them don't even know why they don't like you. Because it's a spiritual hatred. It goes back to our forefathers. It goes back to our forefather Jacob. It goes back to their forefather Esau. Okay? This is Genesis 27 and 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. Once again, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. This is what we're living in. We're living in the Edomites' blessing. We're living in Esau's blessing. Okay? Them having the fatness of the earth. Them controlling everything. Okay? All the riches, all the wealth. This is them. This is what's playing out right now. And by thy sword shall it live. And that's what's happening. How did he get everything? By the sword. How is he keeping or trying to keep everything? By the sword. Okay? It says, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. That already happened, because at one point we had these Edomites in subjection. But prophecy had to be fulfilled. So they were let loose for a little season. Okay? Like it says in the book of Revelations. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So this is what they've been running off ever since. All they've been trying to do is to how they could get rid of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Because you have the birthright and the blessing. This is why they hate you. It's not because you're black, like they say in the world. It's not because, it's really because of that. That's what Jake always says, it's because I'm black. No, it's because you had the birthright and the blessing, okay? They're the Israelites. They're the Edomites, okay? And you having the birthright and the blessing, you have an eternal kingdom coming to you. You're going to be the next rulers of the world to come, which is approaching vastly. This is the time we're living in, okay? This is why these videos is coming out. This is why they hate you, okay? Esau can't repent, okay? You're superior compared to them. This is why they had to push for so many years that you were inferior and they were superior. This is why they had to cover over the images of the judges, because they know who you are. This is Micah 2:10. It says, woe to them, which is destruction, to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of the hand, because they have the earth right now. This is their time to rule. So what are they going to do? This whole time to rule, plot, and scheme on how to destroy you Israelites, which it won't work. The Lord's not going to let you do it. The Lord has his elect. He won't let you do it. He's only going to let you get 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the 2/3 that Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai don't want on this side, man. That's all you're going to get. You're not going to get all Israel. Okay? But it's destruction to you, man. And they cover fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man, his house, and even a man, his heritage, man. That's oppression when you can't, okay, control the food you eat. Okay? You can't control, your kids going to these schools, getting indoctrinated with lies. Okay? Them having to drink just the foul water, man. Okay? Them having to get vaccinations. If they don't get vaccinations, they can't go to school. And if they don't go to school, what happens? The parents get locked up. That's oppression, man. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family, who? The Edomites. Do I, from the elites on down, man, all you Edomites, okay? Do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go hastily. For this time is evil, and this is the time we're approaching. We're approaching the time of you heathens, starting with you Edomites, getting judged, man, for all that you've done to the apple of the Lord's eye, man. All that you've done to the nation of Israel, all the plotting and scheming, okay, that you've done to our people, all the oppression that you brought to our people. You're going to pay for that, okay? Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai is not going to let you get away with your crimes because you've gotten away with it this long, okay? And the elites know that. It's just you lower level, bottom, everyday, average people out here that don't know that. Okay? You think this man did what he did, he's going to get away with it. No. The Lord's not going to let him get away with it. Okay? And that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with the doleful lamentation and say, we be utterly spoiled. He have changed the portion of my people. However, he removed it from me. Turn away, he had divided our fields. And that's what we're saying, man. You've first of all, you've program our people, which it was according to the curses anyway. Okay, you've done all these things, poison the food. Put defiled our music. To make Jake go off. Set up puppets to lead Jake astray. You've done all this, man. You've lied through your school system about who we were and who you were. Okay, not telling us who we were. Okay. Therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai. Okay? Let me see. Okay, that's it. That's it. Point being is Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai is going to judge you Edomites, man. Okay? All this wickedness that you're committing, all these things you're doing, you're not going to get away with it. And you see now your destruction is at hand. You see your economy going down. You see you getting exposed left and right. Okay? You see that all the things you were able to do decades ago, you can't do no more because we're at your end. Okay? Let me see. That it? I ended with Lamentations. This is Lamentations. I started Lamentations at 4 and 17. It says, as for our eyes, as yet fail for our vain hope. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. And our people, for so long, they've depended on Malcolm X, MLK, Marcus Garvey, all these so-called leaders of our people that was set up by the enemy. They've depended on them. They couldn't help. And they even went to depend on Esau. And they still depend on Esau. But what? He cannot save you. He does not want to save you. He wants to destroy you. They hunt our steps that we cannot go into our streets. Why? Because they gunning you down through police. You got Jake gunning each other down. Okay? But Esau programmed you to do that. Our end is near, our days to fulfill, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. Who used the eagle as a symbol? You Edomites. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the anointing of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah was taken in their pits, of whom we say, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. But guess what? Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked, man. Okay? This is the time we in. Everything that you did is going to come on your own head, like it says in Psalms, the 7th chapter. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. You tribes, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. This is the last time. This was the last heathen rulership to rule before our kingdom. And we're about at the end of it. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Okay? And this is the time we in. Your judgment. The judgment of the Edomites. The judgment of the heathen, man. Okay? So, that's it. You know, I'm about late. Gotta get inside. Call her Lord La Yahweh by Shema Shah. Abad 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 Ha Ayabia. Abad Ha Ayabia. Kwam Yasharala Shalom to the elect.